Hey, Eli here. Today I want to talk to you about the Canon RF 24-70. I think one of the best documentation lenses as far as versatility. 24-70 gets you pretty much everything you need, from landscapes to portraits. And if you're documenting weddings, I think it's perfect. I use it to document my personal life on trips. This is my travel lens. It's not the smallest lens, but it really is manageable, especially when you compare it to the 28-70. It has a very smooth zoom range, throw, and just a good feel in the hand. Balances with the body really, really well. But yeah, today I just want to walk you through how I use it, what I've used it as far as work, and then I'm going to go through a personal trip to Mexico. I took it as my only lens with the Canon R6. So let's jump right in to, we're going to start out in 2020. One of my favorite images from all time. For all time? I don't know. So anyway, sunset at Crater Lake for an elopement. And Crater Lake is the second deepest lake in America, if I remember right. It's super blue. And when you get a sunset, it just reflects like the sky. It's so cool. So yeah, this is at 24 millimeter and 60th of a second. It was getting dark. And so I also took a panoramic at 42 millimeter. And you can see what that looks like in comparison. Getting a little more resolution and a little more sharpness out of it. But yeah, I do that pretty often. So here we're at an elopement in the snow, pretty deep. You can see the flare coming in here, see what that looks like. And then looking the other way with the mountains. Just, yeah, great combination with the R6. I'm excited for the R6 II to show up so I can drop it on there. Here's the first kiss at a ceremony. Over the mountains, and walking through Sayulita and ceremony. So I'll use this to document a lot of ceremonies because you just get that full range. A lot of times 28's kind of pushing it to get a full ceremony in, and so 24 is pretty much always going to do it for me. And a portrait, 70 millimeter, and a band shoot. These guys were kicking off their new band in 2020 and needed photos. So it's a picture of me in 2020 and couldn't get haircuts. And yeah, just some portraits. This is what we created for them. Fun shoot. And then the snow for an elopement. And there. Some portraits. Another snowy elopement. Yeah, a little on a cliff overlooking the mountains for an elopement. And this is just probably a flash in Istanbul for a wedding. And on the dance floor with a flash. Great. I mean, it's what I use for a flash because it's not too heavy. And if you go minimum on your flash and 1000 ISO, it's going to look great. These guys wanted some blurry shots, so it was kind of fun messing around with that. But here we are at 24 millimeter and 24 millimeter, 28 millimeter, and beautiful Canon colors, sunset, and up there on the ridge, and back down, just beautiful. R6 at 50 millimeter. And just after a ceremony in Colorado. Rooftop portraits up in Portland. And a portrait there for you. It's the R3. And a ceremony. Smith Rock, first kiss. It's perfect. And bridal party portraits. Ceremony for you at 2.8. And 34 millimeter ceremony. Get the full ceremony in, everything you need right there. Perfect. And climbing up on the rock. Just a great documentation lens and can be used for portraits, used for everything. And it's just light enough to manage. Balances really well with the camera. And yeah, those beautiful colors. That's amazing. And then here we are hiking up through the clouds engagement session. Getting to the top, you can see the ridge right there, the outline. And then this is a 43 millimeter panoramic. So it's probably 3 images. And then ceremony. I had to back up for this one, but yeah, 28 millimeter wouldn't get it, so I had to switch to 24. And just a portrait on a wedding day. Family portrait. And then this is an elopement portrait with the family. So yeah, there's some wedding work. I could go on for days with all that, but just some quick ones. And then here is a trip that I took with my family to Sayulita. And so documented the trip with the R6 and just brought one lens. Didn't want to think about it. This is in 2022. Still had masks. Little cutie. 800 ISO. Getting down to Mexico, shopping, getting candy, and then this is our pool overlooking Sayulita. And a nice little sunset, some beautiful colors, and to the beach, nice and sharp. And you can hand this off to people too. Just great. Try and speed up here so this video isn't too long, but documenting just the delicious foods and hanging out at the beach. This is how you get around in Sayulita, unless you want to walk. Back at our pool. And a little cutie. And boat ride. Pontoon boat. Or catamaran, sorry. This one's a little blurry, but still fun. I'm just gonna speed through here, see if we can get into some low light stuff maybe. But yeah, just a great documentation lens. It's awesome. Had octopus tacos, and they fry cheese and make a burrito out of it. Yeah, this is getting late. 2500 ISO. There we go. This was after 4000 ISO with the R6 at 2.8, 1/60th of a second. And some tacos, 4000 ISO. And walking back, 100 or 12,800 ISO. Not bad. Just more documentation and stuff. Believe it or not, these are not all of the photos. Way more. Yeah, I shot a wedding on this beach here before. So I was back there and hung out. This was a great one. And yeah, just cruising through here. Kid loves cats. Food is amazing in Sayulita. Good one. And yeah, last night at tacos, and then we headed home. So there's the crew. And just a double exposure. Messing around, I don't do that much, but figured I should be creative. And the ladies. Cool. Yeah. So I think this lens is awesome. This is why I have the 28-70 and the 24-70 is because I'm not going to travel with this thing. This is dedicated to work. And this is, also a work lens, mainly my second shooter lens at a wedding. But if I'm shooting a wedding by myself, I'm going to use this to capture, document like details, things like that, and maybe even ceremonies. But yeah, hopefully that, is helpful for you. If you can, this isn't a versus video, but They are both great. If I had to pick just one, I would pick the 28 to 70 because it is more versatile, and it's an extra $1,000, I think, but it is worth it. If you're gonna pick one. So, but if you're trying to save money, this will still do the job. If you get an R6, R6 II, great in low light. Even the R5 is great in low light. You just have more pixels to deal with. So, if it's helpful, let me know. If you have this lens, let me know. If you kept it, if you like it, if you love it, you hate it. Yeah, love to hear your thoughts. Thanks. Have a good one.